Ish. This is going to be very short live. It's freaking freezing tonight. And I finally have data. Finally have data. I haven't been able to post. I've been barely been able to watch a YouTube video. My data cap, I hit it like 8 days ago. Now it's reset. It's cold night, so I'm just saying, hey guys, I'm still alive. Hi everybody. So yeah, I'm still alive and kicking. Didn't freeze to death yet. Ain't that yet? No, it's my data cap. I hit my data cap. Tomorrow we're gonna try. I'm trying to do a very long live stream, hoping for at least 2 to 4 hours. It's to kick off the fact that so my mods made me a GoFundMe, and I want to do a live stream to celebrate that. Have a nice big campfire, chill, cook some sausages. I've got Ethan. I've got a heated sleeping bag, so I'm warm enough. It's just had to get on to say, hey, I haven't been on for like 2 weeks. I've barely posted anything over the last 2 weeks. I didn't die. And actually, I'm very. They convinced me, very much so, because the way I see it now is, how do I put this? I'm getting screwed around by the government. My next meeting for anything to do with ODSP is not until May. And even if I do get it, I'll never, won't even be able to afford an apartment. Won't even be able to afford a freaking room. This way, with the GoFundMe is, I'm gonna get the lease of the land for $5K. That's forever. A cheap trailer, solar, and internet. I'll be able to get a full-time job working remotely for the one that was ready to hire me was it's an insurance provider, First Contact. So when someone gets into an accident, when they got to call their insurance, you'll be the first contact kind of deal, and it's like $20 an hour, but you have to have a location to work it. You actually have the remote location to work it. You have to have an office of your own, and that gives me the opportunity to do that. And with that, it's like a one-time payment, $5,000 for the lease for life. I won't be homeless ever again, and have an opportunity to do a job that I'll actually be able to do even as my physicality declines and I'm less and less able to function and walk and just be normal. Oh, this isn't that. I'm not. I didn't put it in on purpose. I'm not trying to pimp it out right now. That's tomorrow. The way I also want to work that with that is when we go live tomorrow, Jeremiah. Well, I'll have one of you guys post the link to the GoFundMe as a message, and I'll pin it so it'll always be at the top. And yeah, that's tomorrow though. Right now is just to come on to say, hey, I didn't die. I did not freeze to death because I just up and disappeared for 2 weeks, and things are moving. And the best thing is, if I do get on that land, when I do get on that land, I'm gonna bring you guys along with me. So this will be converted pretty quickly into a homesteading channel, or I'm gonna actually do some builds and whatnot. Like I'll build the racks to hold the solar, work on the camper because the camper's gonna need a lot of work. I'm getting the cheapest one possible. The food, doing a lot of cooking. I'm planning on building an outdoor kitchen with quarried stones that I'll grab myself, gardens and everything. So there'll be a shift into this, but that's coming soon. Yeah, and I'm just being out like this. Everything freaks you out here. Like today, I came back, got back to camp, and there's footprints all around my camp, like circling my camp, coming up to where the entrance is. And they didn't open it, which was very respectful of them. but there was someone here when I was not, and that's really scary. Oh, Ethan. That guy's name was Gary. The guy was a freaking. I gotta tell you the whole. If we're gonna talk about Gary, we gotta do the whole story. I met him when I was in Toronto. Like the first week I was out on the streets, the guy helped me out a lot. I had nothing. Like I had all my shit robbed at one point, and he came to me with a really good sleeping bag and helped me set up for the night. I ended up setting up in a corner not too far from him. He built a shack that I ended up staying in for a few months. Really good spot, but one of my encounters with him, I'm dead asleep. It's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, and I hear a chainsaw like buzzing. It sounds like it's right outside of my tent. I leave, I can't see it, and I start walking in the direction of a chainsaw, because I'm an idiot. I hear a chainsaw. My thought is, let's walk towards the chainsaw, because that's who I am. It was him. He was using a chainsaw to cut wood because he's building a new shack for himself. So he built that, and then I see him one day bringing in a satellite dish and putting it on the top of the shack he built. And I was like, "Why are you bringing a satellite dish?" Oh, because it's for the TV. I can't watch. I need the satellite for the TV. It's like, oh, how are you powering the TV? And he said he spliced into the grid from one of the lights on the on ramp on the highway, dug a cable from there all the way to the shack, and spliced power into his shack. Guy was a freaking menace. Long story short, he stayed there. He left before I did. I left Toronto back in June when I came up to Sudbury. He left a few weeks before I did because he converted his work van because he worked. I think it was as a carpenter. So he had like one of those cube van kind of deal, not cube van, but one of those bigger vans, work vans, and he threw a bed in the back of it, and he left. Garo, I'm glad you're safe. Yeah, it's negative 26 degrees here tonight. I didn't freeze yet. But Ethan, the last I saw him, he was doing well. Is he was working on the back of his truck. He put in a fold out bed in the back of his truck so he could live in it. Boxed mac and cheese. What's my favorite boxed mac and cheese? Uh, well, I'm Canadian, so I'm legally obligated to say Kraft Dinner, even though it's not. It's Annie's. Annie's is the best boxed mac and cheese by far. Dan, yeah, when I first left, I was trying to find. I was desperate at the very beginning, so I last 2023, the end of 2023, I went to Niagara Falls halfway through November and came back at the end of December because I kept getting screwed around in the falls. I was there for a little bit. Oh, I've already been accepted into it. You can lease land in northern-ish Ontario for like $5,000 for a lifetime. You do have to go by their rules. It's called the Green North Life Project. You can look; it's up on my GoFundMe. I have that posted in my bio as well. But for $5,000, you lease the land. That's for life, and there are rules to the property, like you can't put in a septic tank and you can't live like a pig. I mean, they're saying don't fuck up your area. That's pretty much the only rules, but it's yours forever. And yeah, It's a guaranteed thing. You actually have to apply to get the land, so they don't just let like a. They probably do let a lot everybody in, but I've got a background in construction, so that's why it was easier for me. They just said, "Yeah, well, you're okay." So all I need to do is get the money for the lease, get something to live in, and get something for power, and I'm good. Sorry, I hit the button. But things are, for the first time in a long time, I am feeling optimistic. Like, it's disgusting that my government screwed me around, that the way I'm getting out of homelessness isn't the way it should be. Fucking guy, I've got MS, and I should be on disability, and it shouldn't be this difficult to get something work that I can do. If they shouldn't, I shouldn't have. My identification says no fixed address on it, and people, when I go try to get a job, they take a look at your ID because they need that shit, and they're like, "Oh, no fixed address, homeless. You're not getting this job." It sucks. It's a vicious cycle. But at least this is a possibility that I'm more than a possibility that I'm going to get out of this situation. Now I'm actually feeling very optimistic. Oh, thank you, Matthew. Yeah, things. I have a small plan for this channel going forward, but that won't be. Uh, you'll see as it happens. Platypus, Jeremiah, I hope so. And more. Here's the best thing is when I start working from home, when I get that remote job, like there's one that I could get like right now. It's for an insurance company. You're like a first contact agent. Someone has an accident, they give you a call, and then you get their adjusters and stuff. You take all the information and send it to the adjusters. Perfect. That's a full time job. That's $20 an hour. Living like that, you don't got rent, no power bills. I'd actually be able to save money and have an okay life. Ethan, I'm going past Perry Sound. Ethan, way past Perry Sound, way past Sudbury. I know Perry Sound very well. I really do. I love Perry Sound, but I'll never be able to afford rent. Even let's say tomorrow I got on my disability, I'll never be able to afford to live and have rent and pay rent. Pay rent and survive. But yeah, I just wanted to jump on quickly to let you guys know I'm not dead. We're going to be doing a very long live, hopefully going to do for at least 4 hours tomorrow. Going to get up early, collect a bunch of wood so I can do a nice big burn, nice big bonfire, chopping and everything like that. Yeah, if I had the funds, Johnny, right now I'd buy a place. I'm in a tent in -26. That's yeah. So you guys, it's been fun. It's been a very short one, but yeah, I'm gonna be getting up early tomorrow, collect a bunch of wood. We'll have a nice big bonfire starting at 6 p.m. Gonna try to keep it going till about 10, maybe 11 o'clock, hopefully midnight tomorrow, celebrating the launch of the GoFundMe. So you guys have a great night, and thank you for being here. Take care, everybody. We'll do this again very soon. I'm not dead.